Frank Darris, who's America's top insurance attorney.
You know, I represent baseball, I represent football, WWF wrestlers, golfers, tennis, NASCAR drivers, anybody with those, you know, disability accidents, etc. How often do we now see in middle school or high school where one of the things that we're asked to sign before our kids can participate is a waiver? Folks, take a look at it. It's a document that you need to be aware of, and obviously, you know, we want to make sure that our kids are okay and that our kids aren't going to be subjected to something that causes them grave harm. And, you know, in football, we've had some serious problems where the waiver has been litigated. And it happened at not only the high school level with concussions, but it's happened many times at the college level with concussions.
Unbeknownst to you, Frank, on Monday, I had a physician, a father and a son on my show. The son, playing football, had a concussion. The latest information deals with a blood test that's given to athletes who are suspected of having a concussion. It can be given on the field of play. Blood is drawn, and it's much like the test that's given for people who they suspect may have had a heart attack. Blood is drawn, and it conclusively lets you know whether or not you've had a heart attack. Now you might say, well, how often does this happen? 400,000 athletes a year here in America have concussions. I'm going to give that to you again. At the high school and college level, 400,000 kids suffer concussions every year.
And in those states that are hard on waiver, the proponents say, hey, Gary, come on. You let your son play football. And you knew that they were going to have helmet-to-helmet contact, or that they may have helmet-to-helmet contact. And gosh darn it, when you signed up and it was in big print and it was properly drafted and it was clear and unambiguous and it said known or unknown injuries and it might cause permanent disability or death, there was no secret that your son might be subjected to that kind of hit. The way that good people are getting around those rotten waivers is that our student athletes must understand their own condition in order to prevent further injury. And in the concussion setting, you were soft if somebody rang your bell, knocked you out, and you didn't come back in the next series of downs or at least at the quarter. That was a badge of honor that somebody rang your bell and knocked you out. Well, if the athlete doesn't understand because the trainers or the sideline medical doctor that's there is not advising the student about his or her condition, how can they prevent further injury?
And newsflash, the helmet is not designed to prevent concussion. It's designed to prevent skull fracture.
And we know that the NFL now is taking a hard look at concussions, not because they took it upon themselves to look at concussions as a grave part of early death for the players. And, you know, you can read about the players who suffered multiple concussions, who went to an early grave. It's because there was a major class action on behalf of former NFL players that's now brought this to the forefront. And good. The NFL is now looking at helmets. It's looking at concussion safety. We've got the blood tests. We've got APGAR scores. We've got all kinds of things now that are front and center, but it's one of those things that we need to be aware of.